Viewers, this is about cancel culture. It's Supreme Court vindication for Victoria Gowri, today sworn in as a judge, the Madras High Court, despite 21 lawyers moving a plea against her appointment, citing her right-wing ideology and prior affiliation with the BJP. They have a problem with her ideology and with the BJP and certain remarks that she made against certain denominations. But today the Supreme Court bench sent the petitioners packing, calling out their intolerance, saying that having past political affiliations does not disqualify Gowri or come in the way of delivering justice. Now, here are the observations made by the Supreme Court bench hearing the matter, and let me run you through them, viewers, because this case has certainly excited a huge amount of attention. The first one, persons with political backgrounds appointed in the past, so that cannot be a disqualifier. Political background have not come in the way in the past for person delivering justice. There's a difference between eligibility and suitability. Challenge eligibility but can't get into sustainability or suitability. How can we act on conjectures and surmises? Alleged hate speeches by Gowria from 2018. Collegium must have gone through her speeches. Unprecedented direct collegium to reconsider. And Supreme Court can't pass any orders at this stage. This is loosely what the judges observed today. Viewers, of course, the opposition continues to attack the institution, saying that this should not have gone through. And I want to open this up, and I want to bring in various stakeholders into this debate, and I want to bring in Advocate E. Lango of the Madras High Court first, and Sanjay Hegde, Senior Advocate. Mr. Hegde, look, there have been judges with political affiliations who have made the bar in the past. We know the example of Justice Gawai, Justice Baharul Islam, Justice Ratnavel Pandian, Justice Krishna Iyer. So what is the problem if someone has a political point of view? The courts have gone into it, the collegium has gone into this. It has gone over all the material that has been placed, and it has reached a conclusion. A large number of times, Mr. Hegde, when the collegium makes recommendations, like in the recent past, and the government has moved to strike them down, you have taken up for the collegium's recommendations yourself. So what's the problem here?
No problem on political affiliations. Political affiliations never come in, generally do not come in the way. You mentioned Justice Krishna Iyer. I would also mention Justice Chinnappa Reddy. As a card-carrying communist, he gave a judgment where an RSS man was dismissed from a job as a school teacher. He said, restore the man. His politics should not come in the way. But none of these politicians who turned judges or then went back into politics, none of them have a record of particular vilification of people of a community because they belong to that community. This kind of speech is unprecedented. Maybe you can ascribe it to the lady's youthful exuberance. Maybe at that point of time there was no question of a judgeship or whatever. Your viewers must also know that right now she's an additional judge. One of the things that the court said is that there have been additional judges who have not later on been confirmed. When a judge is confirmed in a constitutional office, then he or she cannot be removed from office except by a process of impeachment. We have not yet gone so far in this case. So there are different dynamics involved. The court today said, okay, we will not stop it at this stage. She has the benefit of however long she has as an additional judge, and then based on her record, maybe different dynamics will arise.
So while it is fair to criticize these lawyers who have tried to cancel Victoria Gowri...
Rahul, one more thing.
Yeah.
I just also want to tell your viewers that before her, another gentleman called John Satyan was also recommended and reiterated by the collegium. The government has still not appointed him. Why? Because he shared on social media one tweet which had an article on meat which may have been seen as against the central government?
Okay, but let me also tell
one
you.
Yardstick.
I understand
one
that.
yardstick.
Okay, one yardstick.
Either
I think that's a fair
both.
point. Have one yardstick. But let me also point out the Justice Department had also raised questions to the Collegium about Somasekhar Sundaram, who was chosen as judge by the Collegium. And this, Uma Nandan, I want to come to you on this. And this is what the Supreme Court said. Having considered the objection to the candidature of Sri Somasekhar Sundaresan, the Collegium is of the view that the views on social media attributed to the candidate do not furnish any foundation to infer that he is biased. The issues on which opinions have been attributed to the candidate are in the public domain and have been extensively deliberated upon in the print and electronic media. The manner in which the candidate has expressed his views does not justify the inference that he is a highly biased, opinionated person, or that he has been selectively critical on the social media on important political policies, initiatives, and directions of the government, unquote. This is what the Supreme Court said. So, if the government could object to the elevation of this particular justice, Somasekhar Sundaresan, why aren't you siding with the petitioners when they have a problem of a similar nature with Victoria Gowri, Justice Victoria Gowri? Uma Nandan.
See, first, there is no denial about Madam Victoria Gowri's leanings. She has had a long innings in the legal industry as a central government counsel also.
Sure.
I would like to point out here to Mr. Hegde, who in one of the shows had the audacity to point out at my caste and smear. As a lawyer, I will hold on to this to him till that. He had the guts to call me my Mylapore antecedents. That is indirectly my Brahmin thing. So if he can stoop down to this level, he has no business to open his mouth here. Second, I would like to ask about two judges, Justice Hari Parandaman, who sat as a judge and whose ideology and leanings everybody know in Chennai High Court, and he sat on a case on the Mangal Sutra case conducted by the Dravidar Kazhagam.
Well, one second.
It was
Uma
not
Nandan.
his turn. The sitting judge went on leave.
Okay, I don't know about all this. I can't get into this.
People have passed judgments.
No, one second. I can't get into this. The judge is not here to respond.
He has to. When a learned
I understand that you have a bone to pick with Sanjay Hegde and are calling out his. 1 second.
I was one of the petitioners.
No, I understand.
I was one of the petitioners.
Yeah.
There. So, when he doesn't interfere with the judgment, when they sit as judges, and he does not, when
so you're saying that
interfere, and when they are being fair,
that should be the test.
We can keep quiet. We must
Sanjay Hegde, that should be the test.
I have a point. Yes.
Okay. Let me bring in Sanjay Hegde since you accused him of casteism. Sanjay Hegde, a quick response to Uma Nandan on the casteism point. Very quickly, sir.
Mylapore is a geography. You can't run
Okay, he's responded to that. You're extrapolating in a way.
He's from Karnataka.
Okay, 1 second. Let me bring in Dr. Ranganathan and K. Lango. I don't have much time. Dr. Ranganathan, yes.
He does not know what is
Please, gentlemen. Yeah.
Rahul, there are briefly two issues. First of all, I hail the Supreme Court's decision.
Yeah.
On issue number one, look, once an Indian citizen is appointed to a constitutional post, the only holy book for him or her is the Constitution of India.
Yes.
The only symbol is the flag of India. The only party office is the Parliament of India, and the only religion is the nation of India. This is so elementary, it is embarrassing that one even has to say it out loud. Everyone has the right to support a party, imbibe an ideology, follow a religion, practice its commands, but only till such time it does not interfere in one's constitutional duties and obligations. And as for the allegations that Judge Gowri spread communal hate, incidentally, she said, I believe in love jihad, and that conversion is a national security issue. But on these allegations, did she believe in and say, do not marry a Muslim woman until she converts to Hinduism? On the lines of, do not marry a polytheist woman unless she converts to Islam 2:21? Or did she say, no one has the right to be worshipped but Shiva? On the lines of, no one has the right to be worshipped but Allah 40:62? Or those who deny the Vedas, their necks will be shackled on the lines of 40:70? Or Muslims are the worst of creatures 98:6? Or do not take Muslims as friends unless they convert and kill them if they refuse? On the lines of, do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert and kill them if they refuse 489? Finally, Did you know the Congress blocked appointment of judges to the Supreme Court if they were in any way associated with the ideology of the RSS, or even so much as attended the funeral of an RSS person, as Justice Chandurkar did of Gowalkar? This is from the book Supreme Whispers by Chandrachud.
Okay.
Let me not even go into how many Supreme Court verdicts did the Congress overturn. And finally, the Congress that has been on a law unto itself, not many would know of a Congress acolyte and Sanjay Gandhi's Gulli Danda buddy, a man Friday Naveen Chawla. He played a ruthless part during the emergency, letting loose a reign of terror. In fact, he was indicted by the Shah Commission for his crimes. But what happened as soon as the Congress came to power? He became the Chief Election Commissioner. Now I ask you, the same Congress outraging today, can anything be more ironic or hypocritical than this? Answer is yes. 10 seconds. Recently, a Congress leader defended the scam accused Nirav Modi in court. That Congress leader is a retired judge. And should I mention the name Baharul Islam that you already have? Finally, on a very lighter note, Rahul, just 10 seconds. The Republican President Reagan, as he was about to be operated upon after being shot, looked up at the ring of doctors above him and said, I hope none of you are Democrats.
Well, K. Lango, a quick response. Party affiliation, let's not make it the bone of contention.
Yeah,
and certainly, the judge swearing by the Constitution will uphold it. Judge her by that.
I completely agree with Mr. Sanjay Hegde, and whatever Mrs. Uma Nandan had said. See, with regard to Justice Hariparandaman and Justice K. Chandru, they too resigned the post at least two decades ago before they were appointed as High Court judges. With regard to Mrs. Gowri, she gave hate speeches, and she was against, she called white jihad is more dangerous than green
K.
jihad.
Lango Saab, one second. Has she been prosecuted and booked for her crimes? You can't, in the court of public opinion, start holding people
I would like to...
now guilty. Now, obviously, the collegium has gone over this ground, and they themselves have said, the courts themselves have said the collegium is well aware and would have therefore taken in the court, therefore cannot stand up and tell the collegium what to do. So if that is the issue, then that's been addressed. Anyhow, viewers, look, morality is very, very important. Personal morality is even more important. At the end of the day, this judge will have to work doubly hard to convince people that her judgments are not tinged, unfortunately because of this incident, not tinged by the taint of either discrimination or, viewers, her biases. I leave it at that, viewers. Let the judgments do the talking.